Wizards of the West Coast. Tapping out, slinging spells. I hate your deck.
Oh, yes! Finally something good is happening.
Extra dirty swords.
Look at your board.
Look at his board.
Look at his board.
Mean you gonna be good?
I won't mess with your stuff if you don't mess with my stuff.
I'm not gonna mess with your stuff, I'll mess with everyone's stuff.
If you really want to support I Hate Your Deck, there's a lot of ways to help support us. Number one way is through Patreon. Patreon is a great place where you get to join our community. We have a Discord where we play a lot of Magic with our friends, and there's such a community of people from around the world in our Discord. So if you want access to our deck list, do you want to play Magic with a lot of people from all over the world and interact or help brew your decks, the I Hate Your Deck Discord through Patreon will help you get all that done. Hey, if you've been liking I Hate Your Deck, hit the like, subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications when we have new episodes coming out. And we also have bonus episodes. If you want to see those bonus episodes that were too hot for YouTube, join our Patreon to check that out.
Wizards of the West Coast. Tapping out, slinging spells. I hate your deck. We want to give you the true LGS experience. We show up, sling spells, and have fun. Now meet our players for this episode.
What's up, everyone? It's Lynch from I Hate Your Deck, and welcome to another episode. This is a special one. I have 3 patrons here with me of I Hate Your Deck. So you could call this the fully loaded patron episode full of spice. I love playing Paper Magic with my friends and patrons.
Hey guys, my name's Joe. I'm a patron of the show, active duty sailor, stationed here in California, but originally from Virginia. Coming here, sling some spells, sell some secrets, not in that way, but try to have some fun with my friends.
My name is Ray, I'm a patron, and I'm back again for another episode, hoping to do something good. I want to be impactful on this show.
I'm John, I'm a patron. I've been on a few times. I'm here to protect my title as undefeated Patron Supreme. That is an official title, by the way. I'll be playing Satsuki today. She's here to make a splash since last time. Didn't get to cast any sagas. All my friends made fun of me when I got home, so let's change that.
And you're from Kentucky.
Yes.
You represent the South.
I guess that's important too.
Virginia, Kentucky, where are you from?
Southern California.
And I'm from Michigan. We're all from all over the place. There we
The whole
go.
country's here. No one's left out.
Let's go to the pregame Rule Zero conversation. I'm going to play a different version of Atla Polani. I actually got to play against a similar version of this deck, Wormstorm. It has, I got Jessica's Will in here and stuff like that, but a big part of this deck is to get to World Spine Worm. Atla Polani Nest Tender. Whenever an egg you control dies, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. I can then pay 2, tap her, and create a 0/1 green egg creature token with Defender. There's only like 4 or 5 creatures in this deck, so that they're the proper pieces that I need. Get my pieces in place, eventually get my big 15/15 trample worm, and if you guys kill it, it creates 3 5/5 worms, and then when it hits the graveyard, it just gets shuffled back in. So ideally, I'm just making a lot of big trample worms. So Atla Polani wants to do the old school Magic thing of swinging and beating face. Let's have fun playing a high-powered game. We'll see what high-powered decks you guys have.
I brought in Tivit, Seller of Secrets. He is an Esper 6/6 flying Ward 3 Sphinx Rogue that has Council's Dilemma. Whenever Tivit enters the battlefield or deals combat damage to a player, starting with me, each player votes for either evidence or bribery. For each evidence vote, I investigate, which means make a clue token, and for each bribery vote, I create a treasure token, and anytime that voting is occurring, I get to vote an additional time. It's Esper Flicker, makes tokens. There's a couple of potential infinite combos in there. Deadeye Navigator with Tivit can end up going infinite if you let it. I'm pretty sure there might be a Turgid in there in case there's any discards. There are a couple of proxies.
Today, I'm bringing Gisela, Blade of Gold Knight. It costs 4 red and 2 white. It's an angel with flying and first strike, and it says, if a source would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, that source deals doubles that damage to that player or permanent instead. And if a source would deal damage to you or permanent you control, prevent half that damage rounded up. So the game plan is, instead of doing like a combat one, I found all the really old crusty enchantments that I could find that ping you for doing random things. And so I have a bunch of really old cards in here that don't get a lot of screen time, so I'm excited to see them do something and watch everyone else go, what does that card do? That's sort of the game plan with this one.
You're bringing light to these old cards that don't often get seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think our audience loves. I think our audience loves seeing cards that aren't in every other...
Yeah, top of EDH rack.
See, I see fancy cards like that drop. I look at them and go, I'm like, what?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the game plan.
I love seeing unique cards. We obviously said we brought your deck back because we wanted to see it do its thing. You did get a win with it, but I feel like it didn't. The win counts. Normally, if a deck wins, we try not to bring it back on the show, but because your deck didn't really get to do its thing.
Right, so this is Satsuki, the Living Lore, legendary creature, human druid. Tap, put a lore counter on each saga you control, activate only as a sorcery. When Satsuki, the Living Lore dies, choose up to 1. Return target saga or enchantment creature you control to its owner hand, or return target saga from a graveyard to your hand. And then she is a 1/3. Well, so when I first made it, I did kind of what you would kind of expect. I just threw like every saga in green and white in there, right? But then you kind of like whittle it down a little bit, add some different stuff. A lot of enchantment creatures, so when I get anything that gets bonuses from enchantments, those help too. Changed just about 4 or 5 cards since the last time I've been on, nothing too major, I think mostly lands and stuff. Pretty solid, just like sagas, it likes enchantments as a whole.
Now enjoy the show.
All right, everyone, let's roll to see who goes first.
Today's the day.
That's a 2.
It's a 6.
I'm last.
Damn.
Draw for turn, I'm going to play a Windswept Heath, and I'll go ahead and crack it, and I'll pass.
I will draw for turn. I will play Very Fair Magic. I'm gonna play Terramorphic Expanse, and I'll sack it, go look for a land and pass.
All right, draw for turn.
With my Windswept Heath, I went and got Temple Garden. I'm just letting it come and tapped.
Not chucking in, you're a coward.
I am a coward.
And a fraud.
Play a Plains for turn. I will tap that Plains and play everyone's favorite human soldier, the Esper Sentinel.
Ooh.
It is a 1/1 human soldier artifact creature that says whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless that player pays X, where X is Esper Sentinel's power.
He's National Guard for sure.
Has to be.
He
Maybe,
just chills
maybe
out.
Naval Reserves. He
waiting.
seems like he's a little heavy though, but I'll pass the turn.
I will draw for turn. Play a command tower for turn and pass.
I will untap and draw. Plains. I'll tap 2. Cast my commander, Satsuki, the Living Lore. 1/3 human druid. I can tap her to put a lore counter on each saga I control. I can only do this as a sorcery. When she dies, I can choose up to 1. Return target saga or an enchantment creature I control to my hand, or return target saga from my graveyard to the hand. All right, your turn.
I will untap, upkeep, draw. I'll play Spectator Scene. It comes in untapped because I have 2 more friends to play with. And then I will tap 2 and I'll play Drannith Magistrate. It's a 1/3 wizard that says your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands.
Whew, that's a threat.
And then I'll pass turn.
I'm gonna tap the command tower for 1 white so I can see if I can help you out here. Enlightened Tutor, I'm not gonna pay. Obviously I can't pay.
All right, well then that triggers Esper Sentinel and I will draw a card.
I will go search for artifact or enchantment, reveal it, put it in the top, and then obviously it was the end of his turn, so then after you draw, you'll go to your turn.
I will upkeep, untap, and then draw. An island as my land for turn to unfortunately simply pass the turn.
Enlightened Tutor to the graveyard, Fervor to the top, untap, draw, Plains for turn. I will tap 2, and I will cast a Moon Silver Key. It's an artifact. I can pay 1, tap it, sacrifice it, search your library for an artifact card with a mana ability or a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. I can't pay for Esper Sentinel, so you can draw a card.
Awesome.
Hopefully you get something to deal with that Drannith.
Oh, the second turn.
Yeah.
I ship it. It's all you, John.
Untap. Draw. All right, I'll play Urza's Saga. All right, so I can tap it to add colorless. I'm going to tap it. I'm going to play Soul Ring.
All right, and when you cast the Soul Ring, are you going to pay the 1 for Esper Sentinel?
Then no.
Then I will draw a card.
Not at all. I'm going to pay 3 and leave 1 colorless floating. And I'm going to cast Battle for Bredegard. I create a 1/1 human warrior creature token. Use my remaining floating colorless to cast Helm of the Gods. Equip creature gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. Equip cost 1. All right, and I'll pass.
Did you play Saga finally?
I did.
Yeah,
2
got it.
sagas, actually.
Whoa.
I-
Untap, upkeep, draw, play a mountain for turn. Then, because I feel like you're getting crazy value off that card, I'm gonna play Mog Salvage. If an opponent controls an island and I control a mountain, I can play this without paying its mana cost, and it just says destroy target artifact. So I'm gonna blow up Esper Sentinel.
Okay. When you cast it, it does trigger Esper Sentinel.
You may draw.
Draw a card. Have to allow Esper Sentinel to die.
Sad.
Yeah, I was getting some value off that.
Scurry. I'm gonna tap 3, and I'm gonna play Tectonic Instability. It says whenever land comes into play, tap all lands its owner controls. And then I will pass the turn after that.
Okay. Upkeep, untap, draw. Tap 2 and cast an Arcane Signet. And then I will play my land for turn. It'll be a Reliquary Tower. The best land in all of Magic.
Hey, at least you don't get to discard.
Exactly, that's why I have to
How
play
many
it.
cards do you have in hand?
8, 9. So I will pass the turn.
Untap, draw for turn. So I will tap for a white, a red. I will then play a forest. I will then tap the forest. I will cast Fervor. Creatures you control have haste. I pass the turn.
I will untap. I'll draw. These will tick up. So I'll create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. So it's on the second step. I can pay 2 colorless and tap to create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. First thing I'm going to do is tap Soul Ring and tap Urza's Saga to create a 0/0 construct that gets +1/+1 for every artifact I control. No brain, no tokens.
0/0 construct that gets a +1 for each artifact?
Yes, so it is currently.
It's a 3/3.
Then I'm going to tap these 2. One for white, one for green. I'm going to play a Plains and tap that for white. And then I'm going to cast Setessan Champion. It has Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under my control, it gets a +1/+1 counter and I draw a card. I guess I will ping you for one with my little human boy, because even though I just had him, I technically had him last turn.
Yeah, I'll take the 1.
That's it for me.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
Kill him.
We have to deal something with this.
I'm gonna pay 3, and I'm gonna Idyllic Tutor. I'm gonna search my library for an enchantment card, reveal it, and put it in my hand, then shuffle my library.
Flash and op agent.
So what are we going to be doing about this magistrate?
And he's tapping. We got the enchantment.
I can't do nothing right now.
We can't ignore over here. Look at all these enchantments starting to build up.
There's only 2.
Those 2 are gonna go away. This is gonna get big though.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Is the big one. And the card draw engine that he's about to start getting here.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yes. Worry.
It's not like we can cast our commanders or
Oh
anything.
man, you're telling me.
I'm gonna reveal Smothering Tithe. Tutor resolves, play Mountain, and then I will pass the turn.
Does that affect you too?
Yep, we're on this together.
You know, look, we just got to talk about the fact that he has a Smothering Tithe now, and like,
He won't even let you play your commander.
such an aggravating card.
I think easily it's just attack him, right? Like,
I already hate your deck.
I know,
We're
I
not
really
again.
do. We haven't even really
Yeah,
done
we
it.
haven't played. And I already hate the commander.
Yeah.
I will untap, upkeep, draw. Gotta do something to start some shit. All right, so I'm gonna tap 1, 2, 3, play an island. I'll tap that for 4. And I'm gonna cast a Smothering Tithe.
Oh wow, you got your Smothering Tithe.
It's such a degenerate card. It's the perfect card. Everyone should always
We
have
got
one.
Where's yours?
Any-
You have a white.
Look,
you have a white.
you know it's in
probably
there.
in there.
Yeah, it's in
right?
there for sure.
Someone just needs a fractured identity, so we can all you can give it to us.
yeah.
Yeah,
You can
you know
fracture
what?
yours.
I
Give everyone
could.
else.
I you know, maybe if you're good, maybe Santa will bring it for
happen.
Christmas.
I want that for Christmas.
So I will pass the turn.
Untap, draw.
Are you gonna pay for Smothering Tithe?
I am not.
Okay. I will create a treasure token.
Before you start doing things, let me talk to you real quick. me and you, let's have
There's
a
no
talk.
talking.
Let's have it up, me and you. You have a Smothering Tithe, I don't.
It's in your hand.
I'm gonna tap green, white, play command beacon. I can tap it for colorless, or I can sack it and put my commander into my hand.
Okay.
So I am able to get around the Dranith Magistrate.
Nice.
But I'm going to not do that now.
But you could.
I could tap the command beacon for a colorless, cast Academy Rector. When Academy Rector is put in the graveyard from play, you may remove it from the game. If you do, search your library for an enchantment card and put that card into play, then shuffle your library. I'll pass the turn.
right.
Let's see what you got.
I will untap. I will draw. These are going to go to 3. I'm going to tap this and tap this to make another one of these before this sacks itself. There's a third one. Search your library for an artifact card with mana cost 0 or 1, put on the battlefield, and then shuffle. But I'm using its second ability again, which it still has before it's sacked. So I get a second one of these. You don't have a target, so that will just fizzle.
Well, you still got the construct of it.
I got everything that I normally need that for already. So then this one, I get a copy of every token that I already have with a different name. So I'm going to get another construct, another elf, and another human.
Okay, so hear me out. He's chugging. Does anyone have a way to board wipe? Do we have a situation? Do we have any help?
Do you mic the situation?
You're making me tap all my mana every
Yeah.
time I play a land.
True.
So while I am in the colors to deal with this, I can't. Because you're making me tap all my mana.
Okay, I hear you and I see you. You're heard. Do you have a way to deal with it, Lynch?
He's two cards, my guy.
If I find a way.
Okay, so are you paying for the Smothering Tithe when you drew?
For the Smothering Tithe, how many treasures do you have right now?
I have a single treasure token. You'd have to pay 2 to not do it.
No, you can have your treasure tokens.
Then I will create yet another treasure token.
I will play Rogue's Passage as my land per turn.
Oh no.
It adds colorless, so I can pay 4 and tap it, and target creature can't be blocked this turn. And then my constructs are going to grow because they count themselves, so they're all 5/5s. Pay 1 and play Alseed of Life's Bounty. Lifelink 1/1.
You
pay.
tap all your
Yeah,
lands
as soon as
because you
Rogue's
pay-
Passage.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well then, I'm tapping them. Then I'm playing that Alseed of Life's Bounty.
Yeah, you would have had to tap them before Rogue's Passage.
So take back shot.
Take the shot.
All right, first take back shot of the game. Thank you, Uncle Sky, for your popular demand, sweet potato chipotle hot sauce. Take it back.
Just throw it back.
There you go.
Are you a vet? That was kind of impressive.
That's the 4th time I did it. All right, so I'm gonna tap that because I don't want to have to do something horrible like take a shot or something. Rogue's Passage, God. All right. All Silentized Bounty has lifelink. It's a 1/1. It's an enchantment creature. It's an imp. And it says pay 1. I can sack it. Target creature or enchantment you control gains protection from the color of your choice within a turn.
Oh, that.
The exciting part about this is that it is, in fact, an enchantment. So because of that, the Satsuki champion is going to get a +1/+1 counter, and I will draw a card.
And when you draw the card that triggers my Smothering Tithe, you want to pay the 2.
I do not.
Okay, I will create a treasure token.
So then the rest of my 3 mana is going to Shiny Foil Idyllic Tutor.
I mean, you can tutor twice because it's foil.
If you don't want to deal with tapping your land, you can
Oh,
exile
I'll get rid of
permanent.
that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
thought you meant
I
the
mean, if you don't want to deal with the Magistrate, that's fine.
If this is hurting you because you got to take a shot for it, and you only have one more take back you can do,
I'm going to search my library for an enchantment card, reveal it, and put it into my hand, and then I will show. Elspeth Conquers Death.
I hate this card.
But it's in hand though.
All right, I'll attack you, my friend. I'm going to go at you for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10.
I will take 10.
Okay.
Okay, untap, upkeep,
Do you want to
draw.
do anything on the end step?
And when you draw but trigger Smothering Tithe, you want to pay for it.
No.
Cool. Make a treasure token.
Yeah. Fancy treasure from me.
Yeah.
We appreciate the service.
I'm gonna pay 4. I'm gonna play to the shock of literally no one. Smothering Tithe.
That's a bull card. No one should ever play that. I can't.
You're twinsies.
I know.
I tried.
That's why I'm scared. I'm play a mountain and I'll pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
May I have a treasure token?
You
for
know what?
Smothering
You
Tithe?
can. Yeah, go ahead.
Man, I'm in a rock and a hard place.
Tap these 4. I'm gonna put a command tower down, tap it for a black. I'm gonna use 3 of the floating mana to cast a Nadir's Nightblade. It's a 1/3 with whenever a token I control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and I gain 1 life.
Ah, with the treasure tokens, that works out pretty well, huh?
Yeah, that's the whole
Some nice
point.
little synergy right there with the
got
Nightblade and Smothering Tithe.
2, so I'll tap 1 more to go for 3, and I'm gonna tap an Inspiring Statuary.
Ooh.
Non-artifact spells I cast have Improvise, and I can basically tap down my, instead of sacking my treasures, I can use the colorless pips in my spells, just tap them and keep them on the board. I'm gonna improvise with 3 of the treasure tokens, and I'm gonna crack this one for blue.
Okay.
Nightblade's gonna trigger, so each of you is gonna lose a life and I'm gonna gain a life. Yeah, only 1 life. And I'm gonna cast Orvar the All Form.
Oh shit.
He is a changeling with whenever I cast an instant or sorcery spell, if it targets 1 or more other permanents I control, create a token that's a copy of 1 of those permanents. And when a spell or ability an opponent controls causes me to discard that card, create a token that's a copy of that permanent, it doesn't matter, because I'm not discarding the card. Pass the turn.
Woo. It's just getting hot in here and I haven't even taken a shot. All right, draw for turn.
You have 2 Smothering Tithe triggers.
I'm not paying.
Heck yeah, that's my
Create
man.
an untapped treasure token.
Okay, because I didn't draw.
And I also created one.
Yeah, so, and because I have 3 that are tapped because of improvise, I have 1 that is untapped.
All right. I'll tap out. I'll use one of those to tap and sack the Moon's Silver Key. So I'll go search either for an artifact or a basic land.
Artifact with a mana ability.
Artifact with a mana ability specifically. I'm gonna get the Ashnod's Altar.
You know, hey, fun fact, you know, he'd be casting his commander if someone didn't have a magistrate on the field.
All right, give me a cut. Gracias. Yo tengo que hacer algo.
The commissioner.
All right, so this will come in my hand. Spectre Seeding. I have 2 or more opponents. That will not come in tapped. I still have 3 floating mana. The 3 floating mana to do Ashnod's Altar. And then I'm gonna pass the turn.
On your end step, I'm gonna tap my mountain for 1 red, and I'm gonna bolt Satsuki.
Yep. So when it dies, I get a trigger. So I can either return a saga or an enchantment creature I control to my owner's hand, or return a saga card from my graveyard to my hand. Let's do Urza Saga, why not? That sounds fun, doesn't it? Then I will
So you
untap.
can not search again?
Yes, he can fail to find again.
Yeah, but think about all the constructs, Lynch. Come on, that's the
Okay,
scary.
oh, there you go. Okay,
Yeah,
there
come
you
on,
go.
come
I
on.
see your line of thinking now.
Come on, drawing. All
Can
right.
we make treasures?
Yes.
Oh, please do.
Okay.
Nice.
2 treasure tokens.
Please do, my good friends. Eat, be merry, please, happy. So I'm going to tap all my lands for mana. Okay,
Hell yeah.
before I forget.
Sounds like fun.
Because, man, I wouldn't make that mistake. That would be bad. Attempt to cast Elspeth Conquers Death.
Pass priority to the blue player.
What are you planning on targeting with it?
I don't know. What would be the consensus of the table? What would be good? What would keep people off of my back for a little bit?
There's so much bad on the table.
I don't like this card at all.
If you let it resolve, I won't target anything on your board.
You won't target anything on my board. If I let that
If you let it
resolve,
resolve.
Don't let it resolve.
I'll let it resolve.
Okay. Lynch,
Yeah, I mean, I'm...
trigger this. I'm going to draw a card. Then
When
I'm
you
gonna-
draw the card,
Can we make treasures?
Please do.
Nice.
All right. I'm going to get rid of this thing.
Nice.
yeah, okay.
And then I need a counter on this. Urza Saga is my land. That's going to uptick this, and I'll draw a card.
It triggers the smothering ties both.
So go ahead. You both make
Okay.
it. Cool. Your turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Go ahead.
Awesome.
Good, fair magic. Look at that.
1, 2, 7.
She's coming out
I'm gonna
here.
play Gisela, Blade of Gold Knight.
In response, crack 2 treasure tokens, and I'm going to mana drain Gisela. All right, when both those treasures leave the battlefield, you each lose 2, and I gain 2 because of the Night Stalker. Mana drain says, counter target spell. At the beginning of my next main phase, add amount of colorless equal to that spell's mana value. So it would be 7. You each lose 2, and I gain 2 because 2 of my tokens enter the graveyard. So do you have a response to the mana drain? Okay, so I will, at the beginning of my main phase, I will create 7 colorless mana.
I will tap the 3. I'll play Rampaging Frostodon. It's a 3/3 dino with menace, and it says players can't gain life. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, Rampaging Frostodon deals 1 damage to that creature's controller.
I don't like that.
And then I will pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw for turn, go ahead.
Thank you.
And I have 7 colorless mana from the mana drain.
That's crazy.
Play a swamp as my land for turn.
All I'm looking is you guys have tons of stuff, tons of stuff. You don't have tons of stuff, you're not doing bad.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to 2 white, and I'm going to use that to invoke. And I'm gonna cast Flicker Wisp, and I'm going to target the Magistrate. Flying, when Flicker Wisp enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step, which frees up me to cast Tivit. So it's just exiled until the end step.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry, I'm gonna lose a life from this entering the battlefield.
Correct.
And then I'm gonna crack 3 treasure tokens. You each are gonna lose 3 life. I can't gain life, so I won't gain it. Crack it for each of my colors.
Esper.
For Esper, yeah. Invoke the other 3, or improvise the other 3, and I'm gonna cast Tivit, Seller of Secrets. He is a flying Ward 3 6/6. He has Council's Dilemma. Whenever Tivit enters the battlefield or deals combat damage to a player, starting with me, each player votes for either evidence or bribery. For each evidence vote, I investigate, which creates a clue token, and for each bribery vote, I create a treasure token. And while voting, I may vote an additional time. Start the voting. I am going to give myself 2 treasure tokens.
I'll give you a treasure.
I'll give you a clue.
A clue? Okay.
I'll also give you a clue.
Okay, so I will get 2 clue tokens and 3 treasure tokens, and they come in untapped.
Now we can draw cards.
But he has to pay 2.
I have 7 floating.
You can just sack yours and deal damage.
We'd all give him clues and he's gonna draw 3 cards. I was trying to prevent card draw.
I was trying to prevent mana.
Yeah, me too.
He doesn't have a problem with mana right now. He has
mean, I
no
guess,
problem.
I
You
guess.
you
I
morons
wanted-
just gave him more card advantage.
I wanted to get rid
You
of
guys
it.
should do a take back shot,
Yeah,
giving him.
I'm not.
He has 7 floating.
Hell
he can
no.
just sack them,
No.
do damage to
Yeah,
his
you
draw
wanna take my
cards.
bet?
Hell no.
So I'm going to use 4 of my floating mana to sack both these things. You're each going to lose 2 life.
Yep.
And I'm going to draw 2 cards. When I draw those 2 cards, Smothering Tithe will trigger. I am going to, so for this one, I will not pay, so you can make it. And then the other one, I also will not pay, so go ahead. Then what I will do is I'm going to tap a blue, and I'm going to use 2 of my floating mana, and I'm going to cast a Rhystic Study, which reads, whenever an opponent plays a spell, I may draw a card unless that player pays 1 mana. I have a lot of artifacts, so I will pay, I'm gonna crack one of my treasure tokens, going down to 3 here. For a blue mana, and since it has affinity for artifacts, it costs 6 less, I'm going to cast a Thought Monitor. So it's a flying 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, I draw 2 cards. I will take 1 damage because I played a creature. I will actually take 2 damage because I also played Tivit and did not hit the Tivit trigger, but I will draw 2 cards. So for the 2 cards, I'll draw them and I will not pay. So go ahead and make the 2 tokens. Crack another treasure token where you'll each lose another life. So I'll crack that for a white and a colorless.
This shit's getting out of hand, y'all.
And I will cast a Charming Prince. It says when Charming Prince enters the battlefield, choose 1. Scry 2, gain 3 life, or exile another target creature you own, return it to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. I'm going to target my Tivit, the Seller of Secrets.
Okay, ping yourself for Acetone.
Yeah, I'll ping that. Responses to that.
I will pay 1 and then 2 extra, so I'll go down to 2. I'm gonna Swords Tivit.
So you would go down to 1. Because you
Pay
have 5
5.
treasures, and it costs
Swords
3
1.
to target it. It is worth 3.
Okay.
Yep. So Tivit will be exiled. And are you going to pay for the rest
Sure
of the
am.
Awesome.
And then swords means you gain life.
You cannot.
Oh, you can't gain life. Oh,
Gain the
yes!
life.
Finally, something good is happening.
Extra dirty swords.
I'm going to use my last floating mana. I'm going to tap 2 for 3 total, and I'm going to cast your favorite card. This is the card that got beat up before, Academy Manufacturer.
It's a sick card.
Yeah! Academy Manufacturer reads, if I would create a clue, food, or treasure token, instead I create 1 of each. I will pass the turn. Wow. And when that, on my end step, the Magistrate will return, because it returns from the flicker effect.
Guess who's back? Does he
Back
take damage
again.
from his...
It does enter the battlefield again.
So you lose a life. So then I draw for turn.
Yes. And when you draw for turn, will you pay for either of the Smothering Tithe triggers?
You should pay for his because he'll get...
I can't.
You should.
Come on, Liz.
So you're not paying?
Nope.
Okay, so then when you do that, it's going to trigger my Smothering Tithe, and it'll trigger my Academy Manufacturer. So I'm going to create a clue token, a food token, and I already did the treasure token.
Play a land.
Sure.
Sack the command beacon to put Atla Palani in my hand.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can get around the Dranith Magistrate. Tap for my 3 colors, and then colorless, paying for the tax for Ristic Study.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Atla Palani. I did the thing! I
Oh my
casted a
God.
Could you
commander.
imagine if someone countered it?
Fun fact.
So then what I am gonna do, sack Academy Rector to Ashnod's Altar to create 2 colorless mana. When this goes to the graveyard, I am going to exile it to get an enchantment.
Okay. When you cast your commander, ping yourself for 1 from Acetone.
Thank you.
And it comes into play?
I think it goes to his hand, doesn't it?
What? No,
The
it goes
enchantment?
into play.
Oh, the enchantment does?
Yeah.
That's why that card worth a lot of dollars.
I will put Parallel Lives onto the battlefield with the Academy Rector. I will then use the 2 floating to tap Atla Palani because she has haste to create 2 egg tokens
Nice.
because of Parallel Lives.
Oh, no.
All right, so I have 2 tokens.
Take 2 more damage. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill myself, I think, with that.
Sure, that's not that serious.
I mean, just what my deck does.
Uh-huh.
Then I will sack an egg
Okay.
to Ashnod's Altar, which will trigger Atla Palani's ability.
Here it comes.
All right, you ready? Let's see here.
Yes!
Yeah.
Not what I needed. These go on the bottom in a
2-2,
random
nice.
order. So that hits the battlefield. Borden Dragonheart enters the battlefield. The human shaman, I can sacrifice another creature until end of turn. It becomes a dragon with a base power, toughness of 4/4, flying and haste. I will then go ahead and sack the other egg to Ashnod's Altar to do the same thing we just did.
Hands up.
There it is! World Spine. These go on the bottom in a random order.
Can we agree that that's now a problem?
No, we're friends.
Okay. World Spine Worm hit the battlefield. It is a worm. 15/15 trample. When World Spine Worm dies, put 3 5/5 green worm tokens with trample on the battlefield. When World Spine Worm is put into the graveyard from anywhere, shuffle into its owner's library. I will go to combat. You are forcing me to swing at you. So
fuck
I
am I
will
doing
swing
that?
at you
Why
for
am I-
15/15 trample.
How am I forcing you?
Look at your board!
Look at his board.
Look at his
All right,
board.
no, all right, hold up. Let's actually talk about this for a second. This board is a thing. I'll admit, it is. This is kind of burnt out. Yes, I'm creating value. Yes, I'm doing stuff. He can remove someone, so
So-
he's the threat.
Right, but I'm not...
But him and I just made a deal.
yeah,
that
and I'm not removing him until he's gone.
We both agreed that right now we got to get rid of you. You're the counter deck.
Right.
You have bounce spells. You have Smothering Tide.
Both.
You have Ristic.
Yeah.
You have Academy
All of
Manufacturer.
Yeah.
Like I have to kill you.
Yeah.
Or
Yay.
attempt to kill you. So I'm gonna send
Yay.
15/15 trample your way.
Yeah.
How are you blocking, sir?
I'm gonna take the 15. So I'll take the 15 going down to 13.
I did
You
something!
did the thing.
You did it!
You did exactly what you said.
something!
You did exactly what you said.
Juice.
You said, I'm going to play the worm, and I'm going to do the thing. Still
I
did.
cracked eggs! I will pass the turn to you, my friend.
I will untap. I will draw.
Can we make treasures?
This will go to, yes, you can. This is going to go to step 2. Non-creature spells my opponent's cost 2 more to cast until my next turn. Saga also goes to step 2, which means I can pay 2, tap it, and create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. I'm going to tap Urza Saga, and I'm going to attempt to attach the Helm of the Gods to this construct, which will give it +1/+1 for every enchantment I control. +3, so it's going to be an 8/8. Pay 4, and I'm going to choose to make this creature unblockable till the end of turn. All right, so how many blockers do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blockers.
Well, I won't be able to kill him this turn anyway, so I'm just going to hit him with the 8/8 unblockable.
Keeping everything back for blockers, huh?
I'm willing to swing all in and get him down to 2, but I don't want to be swinged at because of it.
That sounds good. I like that. I'm on board.
Me and you gonna be good?
We're good until they're both dead.
Okay.
What the?
All right.
Hey, hold on. You want to work together?
I'll swing it all out. Swing it all out. Go ahead. And don't forget, any spells you guys cast cost 2 more until my next turn.
Non-creature.
Yeah, non-creature spells.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to crack 4 treasure tokens.
We lose 4
You're
life.
each going to lose 4 life. I'm going to crack both my clue tokens. So you each are going to lose 2 more life. And I'm going to draw 2 cards. And when I draw these 2 cards...
May I make treasures?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
I'm going to take 8 regardless, so go ahead and draw me down to... I'll block one of the 5/5s with the Charming Prince, another one with the Flicker Wisp. I'll block the 4/6 with the Thought Monitor.
Okay, and then all the rest are 1/1.
Okay, then I'll block the other 1/1s with these that won't die.
How many 1/1?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 1.
I'll take 2 more. Yeah.
Do you have a preference on which 1/1s you block?
Kill the Isolate.
Okay.
The Isolate's dying.
Where's the isolate though? Oh, a seed.
I'm gonna block a Seed with the Academy Manufacturer, and I'll block 1 of each with these 2. I don't
Okay,
care.
perfect.
And then I'll go down to 3. And then these 3 will die.
Are you Italian too? My favorite thing in Inglourious Bastards. I'm Italian.
And he goes, buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
So that's my attack.
Second main?
I will pass.
I'll untap, upkeep, draw.
Will you pay for the draw?
Nope.
I'm gonna make a treasure token, a food token, and a clue
What
token.
are you doing, man? Each step forward, you make us go back.
I can't stop him me drawing, sorry.
I won't mess with your stuff if you don't mess with my stuff.
I'm not gonna mess with your stuff. I'll mess with everyone's stuff.
That's a
4, 8,
Oh God.
9. I'm gonna play Gisela.
Okay.
Are you paying the 1?
You may draw. I cannot pay you. I guess I'll just sit and pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Go ahead and make
You
your
guys wouldn't have died though.
So this trigger gets doubled by
planes
that.
from my land for turn.
What do you call it? Kentuckers? Kentuckians?
We're Kentucky.
You said Kentuckers?
Kentuckers? I don't know.
Are you a Kentucker? Mother
all
trucker?
your creatures are tapped.
All
out.
my creatures are tapped.
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move to combat.
You're in combat.
Hands up.
I'm gonna swing all 3 at you
Okay.
for a total of 10 damage because of the Gisela.
Cool.
Okay.
14.
Second main phase. I'm gonna pay white to other. And I'm gonna cast an overloaded dam, destroying all creatures. They cannot be regenerated.
Pay the extra 2 for that?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna get 30 power worms.
Oh.
I have parallel lives.
Yeah, it'll see them die.
I'm gonna create 6 5/5 worms.
That'd be cool.
And I won't do damage to me because he's wiping out your Ferocidon. So I am passing priority.
Okay, I'm gonna tap a green. I'm gonna play Tamio Safekeeping, targeting the Setsuki champion. It gets indestructible and hexproof, and I gain 2 life, but I cannot gain 2 life.
In response,
Not the champion.
I'm gonna crack 2 treasures. You each are gonna lose 2 life for a blue and a white, and I'm gonna Dovin's veto that.
Did you pay the 2 extra?
So I'll just improvise it with the Sanctuary. One of the food tokens.
Useless food.
I'll pay the extra. This cannot be countered, and it counters target non-creature spell. Anyone else have a response to the dam?
Damn.
Damn. I'm helping him.
Oh,
Okay, so this goes back to the command zone. So when this hits the graveyard, I have to shuffle it. And then I will get 6 5/5 worms because when World Spine Worm dies, put 3 5/5 green worm tokens at the battlefield. Parallel lives will double that. So I have 6 5/5 worm tokens that sits here, and then I shuffle it into my library.
Are you able to stack the death triggers so that Nightblade sees Academy Manufacturer die?
You all lose an extra life because of Academy Manufacturer died.
Can you take my life?
So I'm gonna pay a blue I'm gonna use 2 to improvise from that, so now it's 3 improvised here. I'm gonna improvise with this, and then I'll improvise with that. And I'm gonna cast a Paradigm Drake, untap 5 of my lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Improvise with this. So this is 2. I got 1, so I just need 2 more. Do it like that. And I'll cast a Cloud Blazer. When ETBs, I gain 2 life and draw. I can gain life again.
Yeah, can I get my tithe?
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay for the draws. And I will then pass the turn because that's all I can do.
Thank God. Oh my God. Draw for turn.
Are you gonna pay for either of the Smothering Tides?
I get to think.
He does get to think. It is
5
a free
seconds
action.
I think I can give it to him because I can just go to combat and swing and kill him.
Yeah. Do the thing.
All right, so we need to talk.
There ain't nothing to talk about, brother. We're fine.
No, he's got enough power on the board
True.
to kill 2 of us here and hurt you at the very least if he wants to kill both of us.
I told him that I wouldn't kid him, and I am a man of my word.
Cap.
Until both of you were dead.
That's right.
Treasure. Both of you get treasure.
Nice. Thanks, man.
I'm gonna go to combat.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna do 3 at you,
Okay.
3 at you. 5/5 trample worms.
So
You
15
sure?
both ways.
You're absolutely sure that's what you want to do.
Yes.
Okay. In response, I die.
Oh, the bluff. That's that military strategy.
Did you have the
mind.
bounce?
I
Did you have
take
the bounce?
15.
You're taking 15.
I'll just take it.
So now that that's gone, but you have no creatures currently, right? All right. So I'm gonna tap out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 6 though. I'm gonna sack one of these going to 5 to the Astronaut's Altar.
Yep.
I'm going, which gives me 7 mana. So I'll cast Atla Palani back. I'll sack another one of these. So I'll have one more floating colorless. I'm gonna tap Atla. I'm gonna create 2 eggs. I'm gonna sack an egg to Ashnod's Altar.
Excellent.
And then we're gonna do the thing again. Let's see if I get Seaborn Muse
Birds
or if I
of
get
paradise.
Birds of Paradise.
You tell me there's a chance. You tell me there's a chance.
Oh!
You got the worm.
Oh, fuck yeah. I forgot about
breathe.
that. You got
No,
that shit.
there is Seaborn Muse in here, so I can make them
Oh,
every
yeah.
turn.
Yeah.
You only have 2 creatures?
No, I had this
We had
one.
the fucking
Oh, sorry.
dragon.
I had the
3
dragon
creatures?
and the Adam Buchanan Red
4. Are
Vector.
those the 4?
I told you there was like 4 or 5.
You just, that's just impressive.
Well, because I could have hit Seaborn. So Worldspine enters the battlefield. Randomize these and put these on the bottom. And sack another egg, giving myself another 2 colorless to go to 3.
What's in there?
Hey, you know what they say? Sometimes you gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet.
That's what they've been saying. They also say don't put all your eggs in one place.
There we go, Seaborn Muse.
Muse.
For land for turn, I will play a Maze of Ith for land for turn. Do I still have to pay the extra for the non-creature?
Yep.
Yes.
I'll use the 3 colorless, sack another worm to create 2 colors, but I'll use one of them to cast Swiftfoot Boots. Equip Atla with the Swiftfoot Boots with the 1. Pass, and we untap.
As we say in Mother Russia,
Yeah.
Masha on tap.
I will draw for turn. This goes to 3. I get to return something from my graveyard and put a +1/+1 counter on it, or if it's a Planeswalker, I'll have a loyalty
So
counter.
that's a trigger.
Yep.
I will just go ahead and respond to the trigger. I will tap 2, tap Atla Palani, and I'm gonna make 2 eggs.
Okay. I'm going to target Setsi and Champion. It's going to come out with a +1/+1 counter, and Elspeth Conquers Death is going to go. Urza Saga is going to go stage 3.
While those are triggering,
Yep.
I'm gonna sack World Spine Worm to Ashnod's Altar.
Yep.
To give myself 2 colorless mana. Create 6. I had 3, so I go to 9.
Okay.
When World Spine Worm hits the graveyard, it shuffles back in.
Okay.
And then I can make a treasure off the draw.
Yeah. So Urza Saga goes to its 3rd step. I'm going to. I guess I'll just let it do its thing, Chicken Wing. I ain't got nothing in there, so I ain't going to look. Then I'm going to
Let's do his thing, check away.
go play Plains.
Kentuckers, man.
Every now and then that Kentucky come out a little bit, oh.
White and green, Jukai Naturalist. It is an enchantment creature. Enchantment spells cost 1 less to cast as lifelink. It's a 2/2. That's going to ping him up, and I will draw. Part of the cards, please God.
Can I make a treasure?
Sir. Yes, you can make a treasure, please. Please do.
Please.
Then I will pay, so I'll pay 2 for Catilda, the Dawnheart Martyr. She's a legendary creature, spirit warlock, flying, lifelink, protection from vampires. That's important. Catilda, Dawnhard Martyr's power and toughness are equal to the number of permanents you control that are spirits and or enchantments. And I have 2 total, including herself. What did you think about that? That's what I thought. Pretty scary. Then I'm going to pay 1, and I'm going to equip the Helmet of the Gods onto Catilda. So she gets +1/+1 for every enchantment I control, which she's already doing. So she's a 4/4. All right, I'll pass and hope that you draw something instead of me, because I didn't get nothing.
It's all on you, Ray.
Give me the love. Give me the love.
How?
I'll give you some love here. You're a good player. Appreciate
This
your
is the
support.
one. Tap 2. Play Tormenting Voice. You also cost to cast it, discard a card, and then draw 2 cards. So I will discard Anger. So now my creatures have haste,
Yep.
and I will draw 2 cards.
Yep. And you're gonna cast Gisela because you got tons of treasures.
Not me. I can't. It costs too much. 7, 8, 9,
died
10,
twice?
11. Yeah. I'm gonna play a foil one from Lorwyn.
Oh, so it's worth 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I have 10? Are you shitting me? I can play Gisela by 1? I'll pay 4, 5. I'll play Urbrask the Hidden.
Yeah.
So in response to you casting Urbrask, so it's on the stack,
Okay.
I'm gonna sack an egg to Ashnet's Altar. I'm gonna give myself 2, and we're gonna do the thing again.
Is it failed to find?
No, because the World Spine shuffles back in.
Oh no,
So I'm probably gonna go straight back. I mean, it's probably the only thing that's in here again. So we just gotta find World Spine.
He's like, I'm gonna do this on your play, man.
Yeah.
And then next card, fuck you.
He'll meet you in the parking lot.
I have a worm again, another 15/15 worm.
Comes into play tap.
It doesn't because that hasn't hit the battlefield yet. I'm doing that in response to that.
Oh no,
I'm gonna sack World Spine Worm to Ashnet's Altar, giving myself another 2. You're going to 4. This hits the here. I'm pretty sure I would, but just for the LOLs, we'll shuffle. But I'm pretty sure there's no other creature in this deck besides that one. Here, give me a cut. I get another 6, so I go from 9 to 15. So I have 15 worms.
Yes.
I hope you stub your toe.
I will then sack Ashnet's Altar with Egg. Well, how fun it is! This is a fun. One trick pony deck.
I'm having fun.
It's a fun one. Oh my god! It's literally at the bottom.
Okay,
I cut it to the point where it was the last card.
These have to go to the bottom of the library in a random order, which they just did. I can still in tap this use the 2 floating to create 2 eggs.
Yep.
Okay, I can just keep doing it. That's the whole point of the.
It's like infinite, no? Does it
now
finally resolve?
Now that ETBs. Yep.
Okay, this just says creatures that control have haste and creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped, which does nothing because you did it in response. And then I pass the turn.
Untap, draw for turn. These floating mana goes away. I will play a land for turn. I did still promise him I wouldn't kill him until.
How long?
Well, no, I mean,
Just kill 'em both.
unless he says I cannot do it, I have to wait to do it. So I'll swing 9 at you. Nine of.
5/5 is tramples.
So
Like 9 worms?
9 of these worms will swing at you.
That seems a bit much, I'll say it.
Well, just to make sure. Just, you know.
I'll just
You're
say
supposed to make sure you're dead.
Homie's
So
about to-
9 are tapped, and then I still have 6 untapped.
I've been holding on to this card all game long. I'm gonna crack 5 treasures.
Oh god.
And that's all I have. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
And,
The
Okay,
bluff.
to shortcut it, what I will do is I'll sack one of my tapped worms, go to 8. I'll tap her, create 2 more eggs, so I have 4 eggs. I'll sack the World Spine Worm, so I have 2 colorless floating. This will hit the graveyard. I'll make another 6, so this will go to 12 untapped because he's now dead. This will shuffle in. You guys have now seen there's no other creatures. When I then sack an egg to go to 3, this will come back out. I could keep looping it to just create a lot more, but I'll just leave it here because that's excessive. Pass a turn, losing the floating mana that I had. We untap together.
We're gonna tap together. Part of the cards. Come on,
baby.
Here
What
we
you
go.
got?
All right. Oh man, exactly what I needed.
Starry command.
I was like, oh, not a board wipe.
Teachings of the Kirin. When it comes in, we'll mill 3 cards, and I'll create a 1/1 creature token.
I mill?
It's just me.
Okay, so you mill.
First, I'm gonna get a +1 and draw from this.
Okay.
Then I will mill.
I did not see this coming though when we played earlier. I was like, between you 3, I thought I was 100% dead. I was the underdog until I wasn't.
I was the overdog until I got killed.
I had 1 good turn.
Yeah, you got us all mad.
Yeah,
You
no.
love getting everyone mad. You gotta like work on that.
I'm gonna untap a land because my enchantment spells cost 1 less. That's
Okay.
my ghost. That's my spirit.
There you go. I love it. Casper.
That's my spirit. This guy is stronger now. This is another enchantment.
Yep.
Pay a green, and I will play the Binding of the Titans. Each player puts the top 3 cards of their library to their their graveyard is the mode, but I'll get the draw again and get +1.
And we each mill?
Yeah.
You said we each mill this
Yeah,
time?
we each mill 3, yep.
So 1, Jessica's Will, Fronted Strand,
Come on, where's this
Rugged
thing?
Prairie.
This will go up.
I want to know that win con.
I'm gonna pay 2 that. I'm gonna play Sky Blessed Samurai. Costs 1 less for each enchantment I control. Plus it costs an additional 1 less because of that. And it's got flying. It's a 4/4. Just a flying 4/4. It's enchantment, so I'll draw.
In response, I'll just go ahead, tap this, I'll pay 2, and I'll make 2 more eggs because of the Parallel Lives trigger.
I did not get what I was looking for, so I'm probably just dead. So
I'll untap, draw for turn, I'll pay a white, I'll just exile your biggest thing with Swords of Plowshare, but you will gain,
8/8.
so you'll gain 8 life.
All right, I'll take that.
And then I'll swing 25/5 worms at you and a 15/15 at you.
Much like Paul Atreides, I get eaten by worms in the desert and I die a horrible death.
Oh, that's it, huh? But you know, dude, I thought you
Oh
had
my
Teferi's
god!
Protection.
Oh
What
my
is it?
god!
What is it?
The
Let me see.
next card. That's what I was
Flip
looking
it,
for.
flip it.
Farewell.
Oh!
You have nothing. You have nothing.
The next card
The
was
next
farewell.
card. The next
Do you know how
card.
many times I was holding on that Swords of Plowshare and I was like, should I not let him draw? But then I thought it'd be more exciting if I let you draw.
Could you imagine?
You know?
Would you have had any
my God.
response to that?
The only thing I could have had was just sack this to put it in back in here.
Right.
That'd have been my only response.
Well,
right?
and ideally, I would have hit you with beside you first and then done it.
Now this, everyone who's watching home, is the most magic conversation ever. The what if conversation.
Right, exactly.
What if I drew the one? But I
One
can't
more
believe it. It
turn.
was literally
It
right
was the
on
next
top.
one. It was the
It
next
was the
one.
next one.
I
That's
needed one more.
ridiculous.
He goes, I just need farewell, and he kept drawing, and I was hoping with him, and they were like, damn. And the next card, I was like, oh.
Does this almost sting more than
Yeah,
anything?
absolutely. Are you kidding me?
That really
Did you see how many
hurts.
cards I drew?
How was your first time being on I Hate Your Deck?
It was really great, except for a little magistrate. You know, we had a little magistrate issue at the beginning.
You got around there pretty easy though.
It was great having my one good turn.
Dude, no, seriously, every time I've had an active military personnel on the show, you guys always build really solid decks. Your strategy was phenomenal. The way that you did carefully think out your plays, that you were able to make some really solid plays. Really good game. All you guys, I remember I joked earlier, I was like, earlier I thought things were so bad. If we were like at an LGS, somebody'd be like, all right guys, you guys got this. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, exactly. It was bad.
I remember I joked, I was like, I'm mentally scooping right now. Like,
I really wish you had. I mean, it was great like it always is, but I mean, it was just a blast of a game, I think. I think there's just a lot of stuff going on the whole time,
It's a
right?
roller coaster.
I mean,
Yeah, that's all it takes. One good turn to pop off and to make everyone realize you're the biggest threat in their life.
Yeah. Say, more important than the game is what you would have drawn had you lasted one more turn.
And that's my turn. I can't believe Farewell was the next one.
That hurts.
That is, to me, that's the best part of the whole episode, is I hope people watch enough to see that you did Farewell right afterwards. I really had a lot of fun with you guys. I will definitely have you guys back again. And again, thank you so much for your patronage.
Yeah.
Other people, again, if you want to get on the show and get a chance to be on it, join our Patreon. Come play with us. Come see all the spicy stuff. And we also do have a lot of new players in our patrons who play precons, so you don't have to worry that we don't only play spicy. We also play precons because that's fun, because with precons, sometimes I like playing them not upgraded, because then you just get to see cards that you will never see because they're not good enough in any other format. So you just get to have fun seeing cool or janky interactions that I still think is fun. Like that's still what I like about Magic. I don't just like spicy Magic. I love precon Magic. I love just seeing cards do cool things or reading cards that you're like, whoa. Like you said, you have a lot of cards in there that people don't know. So, it's really fun. So until next time, No Pulp Media. It's where we're shooting right now, and it's where a lot of people come to record music or do podcasts. So if you're looking to do that, check out No Pulp Media here in Long Beach. If you want to support I Hate Your Deck, please consider joining our Patreon. It's an excellent community that we have built with people from around the world where we play Magic in our Discord using Spell Table. If you haven't had a chance to play online Magic yet, try out our Discord. It's a great community where people are gaming daily. And every Thursdays we have Commander Day where people play all day and night, but the community's gotten so big, Commander Day is almost every day at I Hate Your Deck. Hey, it's time for the Patreon shoutouts. Like Derek Schultz, Kevin Rhodes, and Connor Ranger. Y'all rock. If you want a shout out, you need to be a tier 4 or tier 5 patron where we give shout outs. Now, we love all of our patrons, but it's just one of the perks of being a tier 4 or tier 5 patron. Without you patrons, we wouldn't be where we are today, and we wouldn't be able to keep making content. So thank you so much for helping us make this show a reality, and we're really excited to keep bringing you great content for the years to come. I can't wait to be able to bring my son on the channel once he gets old enough, let me tell you.
I hate your deck.
Los Angeles is the sunny home of we the wizards of the West Coast. And the guests we fuck with on this epic show. I hate your deck! Guitar solo! Alright! The competition is toe to toe. From Cassius Marsh to fucking Post Malone. The best commanders and the lowest blows. I hate your deck! We're on a roll! Wow! So attack, play your cards and say go. Be you white, blue, black, red, green, or gold. It's a counter spell? What's the deal, bro? I hate your deck! Now enjoy the show.
I hate your deck. Join the I Hate Your Deck Patreon exclusive Discord to get the various benefits and be able to play Commander daily with people from around the world in our global community.